Hello, Kubrick Lover 1972, back with another video. This is book collection number 14 video with this is film books. Um, I've been doing there's like two, well, maybe the third room too has some. I don't think the third room has any books in it, but the room where the stairs is has books, boxes of books, and I'm not doing that room just right now. I'm doing another room that it goes into, and I've decided after I do all the film books in that room, I'm going to do the remaining books in that room, which will be some favorite authors of mine like Nietzsche and Emerson and um, you know that and Japanese books in Japan, books on miscellaneous stuff, various things. I think there's a box on poetry and pretty. I think I'm not positive on that. And then after all that's finished, we'll get to the next room, and I think that that following room is finished, then the whole collection will be covered. But that'll be quite some time. So, anyways, let's get to it. So I'll be right back with some books. So we have now. I don't think I've read. No, I don't think I've read all of these books. A lot of these are how to make movie books. This is no budget digital filmmaking. So, and I have a few of these types of books where they show you how to make um, low budget films. Um, there was somebody who asked me in one of the comments, I think it was Silver Screen, what books I'd recommend. Well, I'd recommend Fast, Cheap, and Under Control. I really like that book by John Gaspard. I'd put that in a previous video. Um, I think there might be a few in here that I might recommend, or at least one, I think. Here's another one, Digital Video. Of course, some of this has to be outdated by now. But there's probably still some tips you can use uh, that are still relevant today. I don't know. I mean, the one I just showed you before that covers documentaries, uh, corporate video, TV commercial, pre-production. I don't know if it, yeah. This next one, I think is a Michael Weiss. Yes, it is. Michael Weiss Publication Company. They really publish some really good books about how to make movies. They cover every aspect, cinematography, costume design, production design, special effects, audio, sound design, screenwriting, the whole nine yards. And I think they've also offshooted into other topics. One of them being, or the only one I can think of really is like Buddhism or Eastern religion, which I think they cover. I think they covered the Dalai Lama. Anyways, that's veering off. This is Digital Movie Making by Scott Phillips, and I think this must be dated. And I haven't bought, new books on filmmaking, so maybe a lot of these books are going to be dated, as far as technology wise goes. So this book is called Shoot Me. It's from, I can't read the, uh, something press. I can't read it. The print says to find independent filmmaking from creative concept to rousing release. Rocco Simonelli and Roy Frumkus. So I don't know if I started to read this book or not. I don't. I don't know. I don't really remember this. If I did, you know, um, this book again. Here's another book I received from the library that they were getting rid of. Um, it was a children's book, Filmmaking for Beginners. So this goes back maybe a '70s book, maybe, but it gives you like rules you go by. Like lenses and of course old editing, not new editing, but uh, depth of field, with lenses and you know cameras there, old cameras, things things like a wide shot and a close up and a medium shot, things like that. I've read this book, I believe, but I don't remember it that well. So um, let's see. So that's one pile. Uh, let's see. Hang on a sec. Hopefully those will stay like that. Okay, so I think this was a pretty uh, important book at one point, but as to now, I'm not sure about that. It's called Independent Feature Film Production, a complete guide from concept through distribution, fully revised and updated by Gregory Goodell. But this must be outdated with things like the internet and all that. Maybe some of these books are not worth reading, you know, like this one maybe, because things have changed in the but some things might be relevant, um, like how to create a good story or um, how to edit or how you go along those lines. This one's called Film Production: The Complete Uncensored Guide to Independent Filmmaking by Greg Merritt. I don't think I've read this book. Of course, you can buy tons of film books and maybe never make a movie, I guess you could say, because you're just buying and never taking the initiative to go out there and make a movie. This book, I hope I have the other one. I don't see it. Well, I know I have the other one. It just, I don't know where it is. I guess it's, uh, I don't, it should be somewhere around here. I guess maybe it's not in this box, and I'm surprised that it would, well, I don't see it. And it's funny because I have this book is the first film first book he wrote about filmmaking, and the second book is probably even more relevant. This book is an important book. I think it's a really great book, but he wrote a follow-up book to this, and that's fantastic too. And I'd like to show that, but I don't. I thought it'd be in the same box as this one, and I don't know why it isn't. It doesn't look like it's no. I don't seem to. I don't think it seems to be here. I don't know. Um, no, it's not even it's not in the box. So, anyways, well, it's by Rick Schmidt. It's called Feature Filmmaking at Used Car Prices. So the concept behind the book is instead of taking the bus, save your money and make a feature film at used car prices. So like he so that was like $6,000, but because money's gone up, maybe it's more like 30,000. But it's th- um, theories like take used pieces of old not old, used pieces of film that were discarded, um, like from the editing bin, that weren't exposed, and use those pieces of film to shoot with, so you can edit, shots with, and you can save money on film. That's like one of the examples he provides. And he also like to get a story, he says, like, look in your local newspaper, or don't try to make it complicated for yourself. That's like what he tries to say. And just like a contract, easy contract to write, to get permission for things. And but this is a really good book. But there's a follow-up book that's maybe even more relevant today, and it's called Extreme DV at Used Car Prices, Extreme Digital Video at Used Car Prices. And it says, also he recommends in here, he recommends buying, if you're on a low budget, buy a used Mac or used PC to do editing on, and buy Final Cut Pro. So that's like one of his things he says. This is going to be a little outdated, but I think there's some pretty good advice in here. So this is one of the books I highly recommend, and the follow-up book I might recommend a little bit more, and it has some of the same advice printed again in that book. So that book I might recommend a little bit more than this one. So this is Feature Filmmaking at Used Car Prices, but I probably recommend much more Feature Filmmaking at Extreme DV at Used Car Prices. That's what I'd recommend even more. So this one, it's the complete book of 8mm, Super 8, Single 8, Standard 8 movie making. It's another book I got from the library by Jerry Yulsum. I believe I have read this. Again, this material is probably obsolete by now. The technology aspects of it. You get the same thing. The lessons, medium shot, wide shot, that kind of thing. This is Creative Filmmaking by Kirk Smallman. Tells you how to get film stocks and lighting and lenses and all that, visual effects. There's some pictures in here. I think that's an Aeroflex there. Oh no, it's a Bolex. These are Bolexes. I think these are 16mm. Oh no, I think they're 8mm. Oh no, that's a 16, and that, they're both 16. Yeah. So, and if you want to use film for making movies, that's fine too. There's, I think Quentin Tarantino. I don't know if I know Paul Thomas Anderson shot There Will Be Blood on film. I guess he shoots all his movies on film, and Steven Spielberg, I don't think, shoots his movies on video, but I'm not. I think he's still with film. I know he bought like 14 moviolas or something like that because he was afraid they'd no longer make them, and he didn't want to edit films on computers. That's not his deal. That's not his thing. So he bought like 15 or 14 moviolas so he could avoid that. That's what I've heard. This book, this guy does like 3-day seminars. People who've attended his workshops have been people like Quentin Tarantino. I think Will Smith was another. It's called From Real to Deal. It's written by Dove S. Simmons. Quentin Tarantino, there's a blurb from here. It says, listen to Dove and started my career. Everything you need to create a successful independent film. So maybe it works for some people. You know, people can retain the information, and they 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 gather it, and they know how to incorporate it, and they know how to use it well. Um, you know, I guess different strokes for different folks, maybe, you know. But um, I haven't read this book, but I bought it because, you know, oh, you know what? I think one of his big advice things on here is he says use credit cards to finance your film. And maybe some people might not agree with that. So, you know, it's you know, one way of going about making movies. So that's, I think at one point I'll read this book, you know, just to see what he has to say. This book is from the founder of Trauma. I haven't read it. He wrote another book too, I believe. His name's Lloyd Kaufman. Make Your Own Damn Movie: Secrets of a Renegade Director. You know, the company that created the Toxic Avenger. A friend of mine was in Toxic Avenger 4. So, but this looks like an interesting read. And yeah, so last in this pile is $30 film school. I think it comes with a, is it a DVD or a CD or a CD-ROM? I don't know where. I think it came with something. I don't know. Maybe the disc fell out, or I have it somewhere else. I think it comes with a DVD or something like that, but I don't know where the DVD went. It's a CD-ROM. I don't have technology, I think, that could use a CD-ROM, but I bought it because it's called $30 Film School. I don't know if it's how um, important the information would be, but the title struck me, so I bought it. Hang on, I'll get another stack of books. I'm gonna stop at a certain point. Maybe I'll go a little past the 20-minute mark. Hang on a sec. Okay. Uh, Maybe I can go 25 minutes on this video. Um, Maybe I should stop now. You know what? I'm going to stop now. Um, I'll be back with another video. Thanks for watching. Um, it might be one or two more videos before I finish this box. So it's what's today? Wednesday. It's a Wednesday night. It's 9:39 at night. So we'll see how this goes. So I'll see if I can upload it today. Maybe it'll be uploaded tomorrow. Who knows? Be on the lookout, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.